Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome. Yeah, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. And we are live. And tonight we're going to be talking about not taking the bait, the precious dignity of us all. And I'm here with Dr. Kevin Fullen. My name's Amelia. Dr. Kevin, do you want to introduce yourself a little?
Yeah, Kevin. An honor to be here. And happy birthday, Amelia.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
What a wild journey this is we're
Mhm.
doing. I'm going to be staying up for 24 hours,
Wow.
inviting us to explore dignity and to not take the bait here.
Mm.
There's a lot going on in this country right now.
Yes.
And so feel free. Hey, Iris, welcome. Iris is going to be here tomorrow as well. Talking about a number of things and being on some of our panels. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, feel free to introduce yourselves, say hello. We've been talking about in these past few days, everybody may not know this yet, but for those of us who have been here for a bit, we've been talking about the moon
Mhm.
and the sun and the wind and the rain and the weather system. And we started exploring in the work of Eleanor Duckworth. She has a study for her graduate students at Harvard where they gaze on the moon and they write down in their journal where you saw it, what you heard, what you noticed, and what time it came at, and what direction it was from. And so we're inviting you. Like today around me, it snowed. The moon's not so easy to see, but we're inviting people to look at something of nature and share with us what you notice. Share your pictures. Um, if you're here and you want to get more involved in the community, we have a Discord server. And so I'm going to share a link to that in the chat, and folks can join our server. Yeah. Feel free in the chat to say where you're from, what brings you here tonight. We've got a big program for everybody tonight. If you haven't seen it, let me share a few links here. I'm going to put the schedule in the chat here, and our event page in the chat. And as we're going here, Kevin, what have you been noticing this week in the snow and moon and everything? I have some videos, by the way, that people have shared with us this week, including some of yours, Kevin.
I know this week has been such a blessing to to spend energy and time noticing, uh, thinking about the moon, and it brought up a lot of memories about the moon because I remember laying on the TV floor with my family, watching the moon shot and eating space food sticks, and watching all that drama. But then also the moon for me was all part of camping trips and part of fishing at night, and part of having the moon out, and when I'm gardening when I was young and presently. So it's nice to focus on the moon, although I must say I haven't seen it for a few days because of snow and clouds, but the moon's still there.
Yeah, I actually only we started this moon odyssey only a few days ago, and so I only got to see the moon one night. In fact, let me see if I can pull up. I'll pull up a picture of it that I've shared a little bit already. Um, yeah, it's um, it's been nice. Um, it's been nice exploring it, and also in the days coming after, due to the like all the cloudiness,
Mhm.
it was kind of hard to see the moon. And so you suggested maybe we should think about the snow too. But it's also kind of wild for me. Um, and I think I can just even show this a little bit here. I can actually bring up. We have a tool as well for this, but um, uh, I started
Oh, yeah.
taking. I
See?
started taking
Mhm.
what I saw on the moon and trying to draw it,
Mm.
and it helped me actually. It helped me a great deal at trying to draw,
Mm.
and as I was making the drawing, not trying to correct the line that I was already in mid motion of making, uh, which I wanted to do. I had a tendency to want to try to make that line perfect, but uh, in trying to make it perfect, I took away from its perfection.
Well, that sounds really nice to hear about. I like hearing about it. You just imagine spending your energy trying to draw the moon. I mean, I think Galileo did.
Yeah, it's it was drawing the moon is kind of nice because it's kind of simple. It's not, but it's not so simple, right? But
No,
it's like
great. Yeah.
some people tell you to copy botany books when drawing,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
uh, and actually, I find it much more interesting to try to draw the moon. You know?
Well, it changes every day, you
Yeah.
know. Actually, not every day, but probably every moment, depending on its rotation and where it's going around. And so you're drawing something that's, you can't draw a picture and then there it is because the next day it looks different.
No, the moon is an infinite thing. If you're in the audience, feel free to say hi to us. Um, feel free to tell us what you're noticing. Uh, and we're just kind of starting up here. Um, it's tonight's my birthday,
Yeah.
and maybe I should just talk a little bit here about what kind of inspired this moment tonight.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
yeah, um, we've been seeing a lot of violence lately. We've been seeing a lot of strife,
Mm.
um, and we've been seeing people um, hurt each other in our country in a lot
Mm.
of different and hurt each other. We've seen people hurt each other internationally,
Mm.
and there's been a lot going on. And I just we were talking, Kevin, because
Mm.
originally it was going to be we did this last year as well. Uh, to the what is it the gobsmacking preciousness of us all was what we called it last year, and uh, this year uh, we're trying to emphasize that you know um, that there's a lot of temptation to behave badly right now, that could maybe make people curse each other, maybe make life harder for a lot of people. And we're trying to say to people right now, as all this goes on, don't take the bait.
Thank you.
And so tonight is a night of that. And we're going to be here on the stage tonight. If people have questions about dignity, at different times, we'll be able to answer those questions. At midnight, there's going to be cello playing going on. And also there's going to be all kinds of events, live coding, dignity trainings, theater of dignity. Kevin's going to be doing a workshop on psychodrama. In fact, let me just for a moment, why don't I for a moment just put up here our schedule.
Good.
Can you see this okay?
Yes.
So yeah, if for people in the audience, if you want to come to this page, it's really just this web page right here, code whatever, and so what we're up to here, when you come to the page, you're perfectly welcome to let's see here. This might actually, this is the older one, but now I updated it. So yeah, we'll be exploring some of these themes tonight. At midnight, we're gonna hear some cello playing, and then around 1 a.m. or so, we'll explore the dignity model more in depth. In fact, we'll explore the dignity model a little bit here right now. Is there anyone in the audience who's heard of the dignity model, by the way? If you're in the audience, feel free to speak up a little bit if you'd like about this. But yeah, tomorrow we'll also have some coding stuff late in the morning and the night. By 9 a.m., we're going to be looking at what does people recovering from evil in the government look like right now? What does atonement look like? And can there be forgiveness for fascism? I'm going to be facilitating that. And that was started by Dylan Basescu, who's a dear friend of mine who was with me. Oh, I hear from Iris. Yes, you've heard of the dignity model. In fact, Iris, I think you've even read the book by Dr. Donna Hicks. What are some of the things that resonate with you in dignity? Yeah, what are some things that resonate with you in dignity? So, very thematic here. I was saying I need to work on not taking the bait. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, and Iris is saying here, sometimes people violate others' dignity when they feel trapped. Yeah. Well, maybe this is a moment for us to go into a little bit more dignity here. Let's see here. So, in thinking about this, uh, one thing that we like to kind of ask about here is this is in the dignity model is what is dignity? And what do you all notice in this picture? I see, for instance, uh, lots of really cute babies here. What do you notice here? Yeah, children. And yeah, I was saying they all have dignity. Um, I once asked, like I think in all the times that I've asked this question of like, do these children have dignity? Uh, I've only once ever met somebody who said no. There's a high number of people who feel strongly about dignity. Kevin, what comes up for you about not taking the bait?
A lot of things, because I try to learn about it in terms of resisting fascism. But then I also find that not taking the bait occurs daily in my life, in
Tell
my
me,
relationships,
yeah,
or things said to me. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of a good example of taking the bait recently. And as we come through this a little bit, I'll just pull up some of these slides here. I guess we could these are the 10 elements of dignity. In fact, let me see, I can bring up the 10 temptations to violate dignity too here. But for us though, let me share this so we can all just kind of get on the same page about what it means to take the bait. Can you all see this okay?
Hmm. I can see it. There we go.
Do you want to read this, Kevin?
Sure. Taking the bait. Don't take the bait. Don't let bad behavior of others determine your own. Restraint is better part of dignity. Don't justify getting even. Do not undo others, do unto others as they do unto you, if it will cause harm.
Yeah.
I know for me, I can get pulled in when you can justify you're just getting even. It's a very thing. I think, well, that wasn't very nice of me to say, but we're only even now. You're like doing
Yeah.
you know, you're doing the math of it. So we're equal, so no harm.
Yeah, right. Like you can really justify it to yourself.
Yeah.
I think about when I was younger, I knew a number of people who'd be like in really hard fights with each other. This used to happen in co-ops that I was in. And I remember how people would really get into big fights with each other, and they'd say, well, they did this to me, and I'd be like, well, that's true. And so I wouldn't do anything, I wouldn't challenge it in any way. I wouldn't even know what to do, you know. And I felt bad because I knew that there was probably something more that I should do, but I just kind of saw it happen before my eyes in slow motion. And so this theme of not taking the bait, it really called out to me. I wrote a little bit of something for folks in preparation for this. There's I'll put a link. Let me put a link to this. This was just kind of a one-page little thing that we wrote in preparation for this, and you can share it with folks. It's in the chat here. You can see it's just a Google Doc, and so it's like we're living in this time where in the United States, we don't all have beautiful, perfect lives. There's a lot of problems with this country. There's a lot that's going wrong in this place, and there's a lot of harm that's been done. That's very true. But also, at the same time, we have so much wealth as a nation. There's so much wealth, and there's so much potential that we have. And so it can be very disappointing to think like we could be really kind to each other. We could be really loving to each other. We could treat our neighbors with immense respect and joy. And yet we don't. And yet we say, oh, well, they did that, so I'm going to really punish them now, and we miss out on the chance to get to know each other, to connect. I was actually talking to someone tonight, and they were saying to me that they were hoping that that we could have a conversation at more of an emotional level, and they were saying a couple things, like they were saying, well, it's not about your ideas, it's about your feelings. And I kind of I was like, no, it can't be. It's got to be about my ideas too. It's got to be about the whole thing. But I realized at some point I was like, you know what? Let me just let them have the emotional thing. Why do I have to make such a big? Why do I have to sabotage them because they're not giving me the thing that I think is important? Why not see what they think is important and then explore that? So even as we're doing this work, even as we're trying not to take the bait, it can, even as we know about this, it still can be challenging to not take the bait, to look at somebody else's bad behavior and say, well, I can do that too.
As you were talking, it reminded me. So generally, we don't want to offend other people's dignity. We don't really want to do that. It's not in our true nature. But again, we may feel triggered or trapped, or we may have some way that's bringing up these responses where we buy into it. But the story I was remembering as we were talking, when we were really young kids, we would have a conflict, and usually with another boy, and then it'd be like, oh, let's have a fight, and and so we would start debating, if you beat me up, your dad's going to have to pay the hospital bill. And the other kid go, no, your dad's going to have to pay the hospital bill.
Oh
And then
my
we
gosh.
went back and forth because neither one of us really wanted to fight. We just argue about who's paying the hospital bill. And
It's kind of, yeah, go ahead.
it's just, you didn't really want to fight to begin with, you know? You didn't really have your heart in
Yeah.
it. It was like the old thing of who's going to pay the hospital bill was like a way out to not take the bait.
Mm. Yeah, right. Like, what is it? I'm kind of reminded of the old Gilbert and Sullivan operetta, The Mikado, where they put in charge the character of Coco, who is sentenced to death, and they make him the Lord High Executioner because
Oh,
he
yeah.
can't cut off his own head.
Yeah. So we don't really want to go there. I mean, we were debating who's going to pay for the hospital bill, but there wasn't going to be a hospital bill if two kids wrestled. You know, that whole thing was just a made up to just have a way out. So like, well, if your dad's not going to pay for it, then you shouldn't beat me up because, you know. And if you think about it, most interactions that we have every day resolve peacefully without indignity. Most interactions, much more commonly than indignity shown, you know. So we actually have capacity not to take the bait because we don't take the bait all day long. Generally, sometimes we get too triggered and we really get tempted, but every opportunity we don't take the bait because it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to get into that, or maybe I should show the person benefit of the doubt, you know. You have other things that come to play that you're like, and yet I do think as you introduce this, Amelia, that it is the topic now in the country and in families and in communities because there's so much violence and fear that everyone's like, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? You know, because you're really tempted because you're injured by all this. What's going on? You're hurt. You have pain around it. You know, we do. I know both of us do tonight. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of pain around this and a lot of injury around it.
mm-hmm.
And I feel like, yeah, is anyone feeling tonight pain and injury
Mm-hmm.
around what some of the indignities we've witnessed recently? Has anyone experienced pain or pain or sorrow around the recent indignities?
You know, I'm just going to thank you, Amelia, for asking that
Oh,
because um, now you give us a chance to like rest and reflect for a moment. What are we feeling? That's part of it. Not taking the bait. It's the first to just to feel what's going on for you and notice. But you asked
yeah.
about the right inquiry.
Well, I can start a little bit of that. Right now I'm feeling a lot of sadness.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for folks in the audience, feel free to share what you're feeling. Let's get into the feelings a little bit. Yeah.
So you mentioned you said you felt sadness.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I can relate to that, feeling sadness. And when I feel sadness, a lot of times I kind of, the first emotion I feel, I also feel like, what's besides sadness? Is there, like the sadness, is there grief? Is it something that's recurring? It's reminding me of something else what was sad? Is it the new feeling there? So, wow, I'm doing kind of an inventory on what I'm feeling because it's all not summed up in one word. We understand sadness, but then we kind of, hmm, is this something I experienced before? Did this catch you by surprise? Is that why I'm sad? You know,
Mm.
um, is it really something I did? Is it my fault? Is this sadness?
So the blaming ourselves.
It's starting to, well, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
the blaming ourselves.
Mhm,
Like, we're sad,
mhm.
and we think to ourselves, that's my fault.
So I'll give an example of what we're saying, and I already know my sister will not mind this, but because we're close and things, but she had emailed me that because of things going on in the country, she felt disappointed in herself that the country has gone to this, and what kind of example does she have for her grandkids and stuff, and why didn't she make the world better? And I did kind of visit with her, and like I kind of called her in. We'll talk about what that means. But I called her in on like, but Bridget, and I called her on too. I go,
Mm.
but sister, and actually two of my sisters were chiming in this way in sadness. And I said, but don't you know that you're a beautiful example, the way you raised your kids and treated them and helped others and stood up for people all your life, you're an example to all of us. So when she visited the sadness that my two sisters were having, I wanted to sit with them in that saying, but let me just say, I have sadness too, but you can't carry the entire problem. The sadness that you're feeling is just because you're a caring person. It's not because you didn't keep the world from all this happening. But
Yeah, like, is there ever a person
yeah,
who's out there,
yeah,
right, who's like, it was because of my sadness that the world is all right now.
yeah, yes. I should have made sure the world does not suffer like it's suffering now.
Hmm.
And so you notice that by talking about our feelings that we're expressing, we're adding complexity to the feelings. We're adding complexity to why you may feel that way. Maybe I'm blaming myself, or maybe the sadness is, maybe I have anger right beside it too. Maybe I don't want to say anger, so I just say sadness. It might be a very complex emotion.
Well, yeah, right. Like anger and sadness often are interrelated.
Actually, I think not to generalize, but I think men are much more comfortable to. I'm just going to sit in anger and then not really visit my sadness. And oftentimes, women are easier to go to sadness, and there's cultural, societal norms that we don't want to see angry women, so
Yeah.
they express sadness. But I would say, as human beings, we have both emotions. I don't think they're gender specific emotions. It's just what culturally we try to render our feelings that you should feel this way or that way. And I really think visiting this in the most healthy way is trying to be the most honest with yourself. Like, yeah, I might have anger, I might have sadness, I might have surprise, I might be um, not knowing how to deal with it, because it's gone on. I don't know how to deal with it. So, um, going into this 24 hours, we really want to, even right up front, set down that it's so, just think if we had a call and no one was stealing anything. What kind of thing is it? No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Nobody's feeling anything.
Yeah, the feelings are welcome here.
Yeah.
As we talk about these things and these principles of dignity, we should. I hope to do it with an open heart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're inviting people to open their hearts here.
Yeah, thank you.
And be, be willing to consider this possibility of dignity that, we'll be talking about tonight. A lot of different things, and of course, not taking the bait is a big one.
Yes.
And if you're in the audience and you're like, Amelia, I don't agree with that. I think you're wrong. Let's talk about it. Let's
Sure.
like if you don't think,
Mm-hmm.
if you think that that not taking the bait is something that's silly, we want to hear that. We're going to listen to people here tonight and let people talk about stuff. And we hope that everybody through this process treats each other with dignity so these conversations aren't so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'm already yawning.
You only got 24 hours left. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've only got, I haven't even gotten to hour 1 yet. Oh my God. But I did take a nap before this. As brief as it was, I took one.
So one thing I would notice that if you're staying awake for 24 hours, or let's just say nearly 24 hours, because as a human being, you may doze a little bit or something. But
yeah, well, I'm hoping in the morning somebody shows up and takes over a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
But don't you think that aren't you having a lot of vulnerability to have your body and mind go through this sleep deprivation that's gonna make you in a lot of ways it may be a gift for you, but it's also a challenge at the same time.
You get to the core of it, Kevin. You get to the core of it, because I feel like this is a kind of awesome thing.
Yeah.
And it's profound. And I feel the profundity of what I'm embarking upon. I mean, it's and I do think that before I didn't have the words for it. When we first engaged it, I lacked the words in some sense, right? I knew I had the feeling, and I was talking more. I was like, oh, why am I feeling this feeling of sadness and this feeling of activation? Why am I feeling that? Wonder what that's all about. And now that you say it, it's like, oh yeah, this is actually, the process of getting ready for this is kind of amazing in a sense. We've never really like we did this last year in a sense,
Yeah.
but it wasn't organized in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And this year there's a little bit more excitement about being more
Mm-hmm.
organized, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
But also say that in order to set this up, you had a lot to do in terms of the computer, the program, talking to people, organizing, all these things you have to um, attend to. But now the process has started, so now you're in it. It's more about experiencing it and experiencing what a gift you're giving to people to create space so they can
thank you.
come in a meditative way and learn and show love and show compassion for each other. That's the space you're creating.
It
It's amazing.
feels it feels like such a blessing to be able to say, you know, we feel a lot of hopelessness, you know, sometimes, you know, like sometimes it feels very hopeless. It's like uh you know, you see people getting taken off the street
Oh
by
yeah. Oh my God.
uh by by
Mm.
faceless
Yeah.
uh people,
Mhm.
um and we're not talking about like a Terry Gilliam movie or like something
Mhm.
in science fiction, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uh we're talking about the United States of America, right? and and you see that and you're like, oh crap, like
Mhm.
uh like um what have I got myself into? Why am I here? You know, why am I
Yeah.
why
Mhm.
why like
Mhm.
uh why am I subjecting myself to this?
Yeah.
Like, is there any hope? And why am I even trying? Why even try
Why
to
am I
do
being
something?
tested?
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And and it hurts, right? Uh it's very painful in a
Mhm.
way. Uh but it's also, um I would say that getting ready for this turned that around in some sense.
Mhm.
In some sense, it turned it around because what had started as a kind of like utter dread uh at um a kind of utter dread at like maybe maybe this won't matter very much, maybe this won't be
Mhm.
important, and it went from utter dread to saying, you know what, like we are we are a nation that has a lot of problems, but we're also blessed in some ways.
Mhm.
And the world has chosen to bless us
Mhm.
for many different reasons. And we don't want those blessings turned to curses. We don't want to curse each other. We have a chance. I think right now we're in a position where we could curse each other or we could bless each other.
Mhm.
And so my hope is that we bless each other and not take the bait.
Ah. Mhm.
It's it's not easy, you know?
No.
It's not easy, but you know, we have choices, and we don't have to go with the least common denominator all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, for our folks in the audience, does anyone have any questions? Are you feeling pain and suffering right now? Are you feeling indignity in what's going on? Do I hear wind chimes coming from your way?
Yeah. That's right outside my window. Wind
Wow,
chimes.
wind chimes.
Yeah. Aren't they beautiful? So
Mhm.
we're noticing the wind.
There we are. Yeah, I can hear it clinging and clanging.
They're beautiful.
Well, in 13 minutes, we're going to be hearing some cello.
Mm.
And, in fact, I was just letting somebody know who plays cello that there's going to be cello.
Mm.
Yeah. So it was like, and then, we heard a mayor recently also say, "Don't take the bait.
Don't take the bait.
Don't take the bait." And I thought to myself, we don't. I am terrified at the fact that Canadians, that Europeans, that folks in Africa and Asia, all around the world, um, we're being represented in the world as people who are brutal, who don't care about other people, who will smash things. And I don't want the rest of the world to see me that way. I don't want to fight the rest of the world. I don't want to hate people. I don't want to be at odds and enmity with my fellow humans.
Well, my mom gave me a vocabulary word, bellicose. She taught to me when I was in the 4th grade, and I'm like, bellicose. And so, too much bellicose right now.
Yeah.
The first step is just um, violence, showing indignity to people. I mean, no.
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 So somebody who comes to us and they say, "Okay, well, you say don't take the bait." Um, and they say, "Well, why does this bellicoseness matter?" Why does what's not taking the bait going to do for this?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I'm interested if anyone wants to tell me what they think about that question, because I love that question.
Yeah.
I'm even taking a little time myself to like, wait a minute, think that over, because it's the right thing. It's got me thinking. You know?
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah, tell me about it.
one thing I'm demonstrating now is one thing you can always do is just take a breath. You know, like maybe breathe in, notice 3 breaths before you even answer your question. I haven't even taken a breath, and I'm like, this is what I think. I'm just noticing it so I can really hear it. In fact, I want you to ask it again, so I can hear it again. Sometimes I don't hear everything, the significance of it.
Yeah. So somebody comes and they're like, this whole don't take the bait thing
Mm-hmm.
is all fine and good,
Mm-hmm.
but what's that got to do with stopping bellicoseness?
Okay, I'll tell you something. This brings me pain. I'm going to still talk about it because, but when my brother was young, someone beat on him at school. He's young. I think he's probably about third grade, or something.
Mm.
So when he went home, he told my dad, "Oh, he got beat up," and he was told, like, if someone beats on you, you stand up, you punch him in the nose, you punch him in the nose, you punch him in the nose, you knock him down, you punch him in the nose. Okay, so that wasn't don't take the bait. He didn't tell his son, you know, um, anything about de-escalation or what to do. He's like, that's the only way you shouldn't. He was trying to tell him, like, this is the lesson you need for life. When he's only like third grade. So when you ask me, like, oh, what do you do about bellicoses? I remember a lot of, not just from in my family, but other people give you the message about you need to fight back. You need to step up. You need to get back. You need to. I mean, oh come on! I got a lot of messages like that.
Oh yeah.
You
Don't
know.
let them take advantage of you.
Yes, yes. So I mean, um, we kind of like, yeah, don't let them take the bait. I think it has a lot of merit. People can understand that, but when it comes right down to it, you're still got all the other messages fighting them. Like, you know, which message you gonna take? Because you ever see those cartoons where they have like someone on a good guy with a halo and then the devil, and they're both giving opposite messages.
Oh, classic. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's a cartoon of people who are having cognitive dissonance, trying to figure out what should I do. If I do
Mm.
this, if I do that. And so I think there's a lot to that. But don't take the bait. It's like, yeah, that's probably a good idea, unless it really makes me mad, or again, making excuses where you really, I think, maybe the best advice I would have liked to have seen is, you know, take some breaths so you can feel your own heart, your own
Mm.
breath, your own know that you have. I think something you've taught many times in this space. What are your options? What are your choices? Have you examined all your choices, or is it just all greased up and taking the bait? Mhm.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting point there, right? What how this notion of our choices relates to not taking the bait.
Mhm. Because to a certain extent, kind of you say don't take the bait. That means don't escalate it now. But you haven't really gone. That's one choice. But what are the other choices? I think we ought to think about that. What are the other choices? Because the more we realize that we always have choices, multiple choices, some are better than others. But I don't know. We have free will, so we have choices always.
Yeah, we have choices in our free will,
Mhm.
and and we don't always use them.
Yeah, that's the.
And yeah, oh god.
Well, I was just gonna say also, one time for some reason we don't take 3 breaths. We have to remember some of it's physiologic. So we're we're thrown into this flight, fight or flight by your catecholamines in your blood, your adrenal glands, your pupils dilate, your muscles get strong, the blood shifts. So your body is set for that because You never know if a saber-toothed tiger is going to come out. You have to be able to react quick, you know. You're not going to, probably if you're getting attacked by a saber-toothed tiger, then you might not want to take 3 breaths. Okay? But most of our interactions are not saber-toothed tigers, and we have choices. And so we got to let our body, slow down a little bit so we can contemplate the choices and remember the choices.
Yeah, we're not often encountering saber-toothed tigers these days.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're saying we want the choices,
Mm-hmm.
and that because we don't have that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
happening as intensely, at least in that case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What it's interesting too to think, and in just a minute or two, in 2 minutes, I'll be 40 years old. My gosh.
So young, so young.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, no, I am excited to be 40. And what I'm doing right now, by the way, just so you know, is I'm getting ready to I'm setting up my cell phone so I can walk downstairs.
Were you born close to midnight?
No, I was actually born born much closer to, I think I was born early in the morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to be spending my birthday among friends. I see somebody just joined. Welcome.
Mm-hmm. Welcome.
So yeah, I'm gonna walk downstairs in just a second, and we'll see if oh wait, let me see. I think my other camera just had a tough time. Let me see if I can.
I do think when you have time, I do want to answer the question: is there a Shakespeare sonnet about pain and injury?
Oh wow.
There's a request there. There's a request. We should mark it down as a demand.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Yeah, so Iris, there's a Shakespeare sonnet about that. About pain and injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Iris, feel free to elaborate on that more.
Yes. Yes. All Shakespeare is allowed in this form.
Oh yeah. We are very, very we're very excited for Shakespeare in this space.
That's right. It is a theater, you know.
Mm-hmm. Now, just so you know, I might look like I'm looking off to the side here, and I am looking off to the side, but I'm getting ready to take this downstairs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk downstairs now, and
With your phone, or?
Yeah, with my phone. I'm gonna come off.
Okay.
I'm gonna put myself on the stage in this other way. Okay, so I'm gonna come off the stage.
Oh, I see. Now you're walking. We don't. We'll see here. We don't have the sound.
You can't hear me?
Oh, there we go. Now we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Hello, everybody. So.
Why? By the way, all good deep dignity work involves movement, walking, and entering different spaces. So I'm glad you're walking. I'm glad we're seeing that.
Yeah, I guess you all don't usually get to see that so often, right?
Yeah, this is great. I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm about to head down here. We're at the 1 hour mark. Wow, I'm 40 years old now, more or less.
Yeah,
And we're down here. I'm gonna put the hello, hi there. Let me I'm gonna switch this up a little bit, and yeah, we're gonna have a little here.
Welcome.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Nice. Wonderful.
Thank you. No problem. Thanks so much. So there you have, everybody. A little bit of cello.
Nice.
To mark my 40th birthday.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, was there a title to that, or
That's Nature Boy.
Nature Boy?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hmm. Mhm.
Now more of this walk of dignity.
Hmm.
This dignity walking. And now I'm heading back here. And I'm going to come back on stage in just a second.
Okay.
In the other spot. Hello.
Oh, that was really nice.
Yeah, that was what a great joy. I really give me just a moment here as I have to close this tab on my phone because I had it open as I was walking downstairs. Oh, I think our friend Sharon's coming. Hold on. Oh, hey. Hey, let's see. Wait. Stand by. Okay. So I got rid of that on my phone. And I see Oh, let me see.
That was like taking a spacewalk outside the capsule.
Well, and it's going to be fun. That's not going to be the last time, because we're also going to tomorrow have a candlelight vigil,
Hmm.
um, and so there's gonna be more to come, uh, and so that's just the start of it. And if we're lucky, maybe we can talk our gifted cellist into maybe playing something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nice. So supposedly Sharon's gonna come by and visit us.
Hmm.
And it's nice just being here and sharing this time together. What did people notice uh, in the music? And I'm seeing here in the comments, I missed some. Iris said, "Beautiful." Uh, oh, was Nature Boy played in Moulin Rouge? I wasn't sure about that. But yeah, what did people notice when listening to Nature Boy?
All right. So Moulin Rouge.
Huh. Oh, I didn't. I had no. Iris, I had no. I had no idea they played that. Nature Boy
Yeah.
is a song. Uh, there's a bookstore in Boulder, Colorado. That's the Beat Bookstore, like as in Beatnik, and the owner and I used to joke that the song Nature Boy was kind of like the Boulder, Colorado national anthem
Hmm.
on a certain level.
Mhm.
Let me just pull up the lyrics and maybe we can read them together.
You can add Sharon to the stage now.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
That blinked out on me, but I know she should be added.
Oh, yeah, I see. I see. Oh, Sharon, you're really close. I think you need to add your microphone. Uh, says your devices aren't connected yet. You're close though. Yeah, I'm not. Well, but yeah, Nature Boy. Let me just while we're waiting. And this is kind of like I think on the author of the song. Oh wait, oh here's Sharon. Okay, we'll save some more Nature Boy just a second and bring Sharon on now. Hello, Sharon. Oh wait. Why don't we hear you? Hmm. Well, we see you. You can't hear Sharon either, Kevin.
No, I can see your happiness, but I can't
Yeah.
hear a voice. Hmm.
Let's see here. Hmm. You might, Sharon. You might be able to refresh your phone for a second. We'll take you off the stage for just a second, and we'll maybe if you refresh your phone a little bit, that might do it. We'll try again. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Welcome everyone. We just heard a very gifted cellist play the song Nature Boy. Um, and let's see. Let's see if Sharon. Let's see if it's working out. Sharon, how about now? No, no, no. Okay, no. Uh, yeah. Try refreshing. Try refreshing again. But let's put the lyrics of Nature Boy here and kind of read them out a little bit. Yeah, and kind of the the sort of famous version of this song is the Nat King Cole version. Um, and hold on just a second. I'm gonna come off for just a second to try to see if I can if I can. Okay, yeah, we're still trying to figure out Sharon a little bit, but let's just. Do you want to read some of these words a little bit?
Yeah,
Do you want to
says there was
alternate
a,
verses? And
yeah,
we're
there
going to
was
try
a
to get Sharon up
boy.
here. Yeah.
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. And they say he wandered very far, over land and sea, a little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he.
And then one day, a magic day, he passed my way. And while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Hmm. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love and be loved in return.
Yeah, it's kind of uh it's kind of an amazing song in a lot of ways. And yeah, Iris is saying that it has an an achy kind of quality.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me um
I think the tone in those strings were, there's a lot of vibration I could hear. It sounded like a pretty expensive cello. I mean, a really finely made instrument.
it's a good question. It might have been a fairly modest cello, actually. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. But my it's
Well, maybe it's the person playing it that sounds so good.
that often is the case. Uh that the person makes the instrument.
Yeah.
Let me
Hmm.
see. Yeah. Yeah, what did you notice? And people in the audience, what did you all notice about the words of this song? I'll put the words back up so we can see them again. In fact, actually, looking at these words, I'm going to actually take these words and borrow them for our slides.
Yeah, what's that? A little shy and sad of eye.
Yeah, you notice the little shy and sad of eye there. Yeah,
What's
what do you
that
notice
mean?
about? Yeah, a
What's
little
that
shy and
mean?
sad.
Sad
Why
of
do you
eye.
think? What do you think? Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, what do folks think sad of eye means? Sad of eye. I mean, if an eye is sad, and and actually, I want to say here that Sharon messaged me and said, "I've known this song since I was a small child. My father
Hmm.
sang it. It was a favorite." Uh,
Hmm.
in fact, I'll bring Sharon back up to the stage just
Hmm.
for a second because she's shaking her head and pointing it out. Uh, and is it okay if I share the rest that you said, Sharon? Uh, that he had that he had an inner sadness.
Oh. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Oh, why don't you text it? If you text it to me, Sharon, I'll see it and I'll say what you're saying. Now, Sharon, actually, it's saying your microphone should be working now. Let's see. Maybe not though. Yeah, Sharon's saying sadness showed through his eye.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon. Is, is that okay? All right. Yeah, and Sharon says the next line uh is um okay, so yeah, the next line was he. And so Sharon's saying that in her interpretation, when she gets back, we can maybe ask her about this. In her interpretation, uh, the sadness has some connection to the wisdom.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's a fairly common thing for wisdom to be associated with sadness. How are people doing in the audience? Yeah. So we've been exploring this song, and Nature Boy. We just heard it played for us. And tonight we've been exploring Don't Take the Bait. Does anyone disagree with that? How do people feel about not taking the bait? So we're here tonight on my birthday, and we're exploring this together. And we just went through Nature Boy a little bit. And we're exploring dignity tonight. So what is something tonight? What is something tonight that people are resonating with? Does anyone have any questions about dignity? I suppose I just want to bring this up, that we were exploring the song Nature Boy, and let's see here if I can't share with you all a little bit about it. And while we're at things here too, what for folks in the audience are some dignity violations that you think we should explore? And Iris says she's sleepy but listening. I'm so glad people are still here with us. Yeah, I'm really glad that people are here, and it's really nice. It's really nice to have you all here, especially when people are sleepy but listening. Iris also quoted the line in the song, and I think this line is a fairly memorable line. Do you want to read this, Kevin?
Yeah, I see. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Yeah, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. The greatest thing you'll ever love is just to love and be loved in return.
It's probably the first lyric written in the song, and then the rest of the song was written around that.
Well, that's an interesting notion. So you think that that was first, and then everything was written around that. I mean, that makes sense, right? Because that's kind of the idea of the song. You're thinking it's kind of the idea of the song. And Iris is sharing a little heart here. Sharon asks, have you ever heard this song by Nat King Cole? And I love that version of the song. It's a beautiful, beautiful version of the song. Kind of iconic, even. Also, there's a version with John Coltrane that's really nice too.
John Coltrane, yes.
Yeah. Now, oh, let's see. Okay, Sharon is back. Let's see if the audio works yet or not. No? You can hear me? I can't hear you though. Yeah, maybe you just don't have a microphone on your desktop. That could be it. Well, I mean, I guess the Sharon with this, yeah, I don't know. But at least we can pantomime at each other, right? We shouldn't let this be a downer, you know? I mean, maybe we want to do some movement, you know, move around a little bit. And even if we're just in our seats, you know, we can move around and try to be playful in that way.
Okay.
Iris is,
Amelia.
Yeah.
I'd like you to show us what the motion is for that phrase. The greatest thing you ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
You want to know a motion for it?
Like
or like a psychological gesture?
Yes, I want the gesture.
Okay, so if I'm okay, so this is a kind of cool question. And so yeah, the greatest thing is just to be the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. So if I'm thinking about that, maybe the psychological gesture I'd want to explore is, I'm going to do it sitting down here, but there's one gesture. I mean, I guess I could get up for the gesture. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get you a good perspective.
We're going to be moving, you know. We're gonna
I know, right? I know, right? Like,
much better, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, if I'm doing this as a psychological gesture, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. If I was saying this in a scene, let's say, and I'm trying to communicate that to somebody, now, even though I'm on the stage and I might not be moving this way, a psychological gesture that I can kind of start with to think about it is this gesture, and this is from the work of Michael Chekhov. This gesture is called embrace. Now, it could depend on what I'm doing, because if I'm trying to say to somebody who's going to get themselves in trouble, let's say somebody's taking the bait and they're getting ready to dump their beloved, but maybe they're acting rashly because maybe their beloved acted badly and they're trying to get revenge, right? Taking the bait. So I might not necessarily, like, embrace might be there if I'm trying to connect deeply. But let's say I'm just trying to stop the person from doing what they're doing. Well, maybe the psychological gesture is a gesture called pull. And I can even make that a little bit more. Let me show you all. So if I'm coming at it from this way, I could also do. Or if I'm trying to throw somebody off of taking the bait, maybe I would use push, like they're going to take the bait, and I'm trying to really stop them. It's not a very effective way of stopping them, but I could be like, are there any questions about this yet? I imagine there must be, because I haven't said a lot about this. Do you have any questions, Kevin?
Well, so those gestures are things that Chekhov, they're things that you would think about while you're on stage performing. You wouldn't necessarily do the gestures in the play.
No, I wouldn't do the gesture in the play,
Yeah.
though I might, like, if I'm on stage and we're just talking normally, maybe I'm not doing all of this for an embrace.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just like kind of like this for an embrace.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do a partial gesture if
Mm-hmm.
that helps you.
Mm-hmm.
But if or like sometimes, like, I've been on stage and I've done, like, you don't have to do any physicalization of the gesture.
Mm-hmm.
You just imagine the gesture in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And since you've already physicalized it, the physicality of it comes out in the action of it. But I could also be like, I could also be like, I could be like, like, don't take the bait, like that's a pull, but it's not a whole physicalized pull.
Yeah. So these psychological gestures, they're not just for being in a play. You could use it in your life and talking to people.
I suppose so. Like if you're doing public speaking, for instance.
Yes.
Yeah, like if I'm doing public speaking, I might use different gestures to try to direct what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like for instance, sometimes when I speak, what I'll do is I will, like, while I'm speaking, I might like, if I'm speaking, I might lift something,
Mhm.
and try to, like, that might be something. Or if I'm trying to connect with an audience, maybe I'll use embrace,
Mhm.
like,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
so how did these gestures, Chekhov, uh, he started that, but then did he have like a school where he taught it and they spread around the world, or
Well,
how did it go?
so Chekhov was Stanislavski's star student, and he actually taught at the Moscow Art Theater doing Stanislavski's method for a while. And then when he came up with his own, he was living in the Soviet Union, and so he eventually snuck out of there and made his way out of there, and made it to Hollywood. And so you know he had a studio there. He's famous for being, I think he was maybe Oscar nominated for Alfred Hitchcock's film Spellbound, where he plays one of the supporting characters in that. He had a lot of different students, I think Marilyn Monroe had initially been one of Lee Strasberg's students, but she ultimately was a Chekhov actor. But we didn't get to see a lot of that from her necessarily. Let me see who are so among famous students of his. Chekhov's students included Anthony Quinn, Marilyn Monroe, Clint Eastwood, Dorothy Dandridge, Yul Brynner, Jack Palance, Elia Kazan, Robert Lewis, Paula Strasberg, Lloyd and Dorothy Bridges. Both Anthony Hopkins and Johnny Depp have cited Chekhov as important influences. Yeah, so a lot of people that you know about as actors use Chekhov.
Well, I find this all very interesting. And to be quite frank, through Amelia and her theater friends, made my life richer. I enjoy things more, you know. I love theater more.
Oh. Thank you. I'm glad that. What do you think makes you appreciate theater more in all this?
Well, I think I'm going to have a couple things to say there. Number one, just from a lot of the dignity work that you do in the theater with other people in the theater, it gave me a better appreciation of how hard it is to be an actor, not just to learn lines or act something out, but that you're actually, when you're really working on a character and you're acting well, it's deep within inside you. You inherit some of the roles, and then it might enrich you, but it might be difficult for you. So I'm noticing that more, and that gives me compassion for actors, how hard it is. So yeah.
Yeah, and you're getting into some of the kind of dark spots of acting too.
Mm-hmm. And then also it just gives me appreciation because even some of the artists you just mentioned, I mean, you mentioned Yul Brynner. I still see him dancing around the room in King and I, all boldly, you know. Shall we dance, you know? He must have been doing some type of Chekhov thought while he was going around the room like that, dancing. I mean, so I don't know. It just I don't know. I really don't want to be in a world that doesn't have lots of art. You know.
I know, right? A
Yeah.
day without art is like a day without sunshine.
I don't know if you remember that commercial on TV for the arts in it. The kid comes home from school. His mom asks him, "What'd you do in school today? What'd you do today?" And the school very flatly says, "Well, I got up and then I went to school. I had lunch. I came home. Then I did my homework. I'm eating dinner, and that's what happened." And then the tagline comes on Does your child need more art? He was just so flat from having no art.
Mm.
For the Arts Council, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So this child didn't have much inflection or anything like that.
No. Mm-mm.
And so they were saying, well, maybe art is something that could give kids more ideas. Sharon
Yeah.
Sharon had to go. She said,
Mm.
uh, given that she doesn't have the audio,
Mm.
she's going to come back later. Uh, and she said, "Good night, happiest of 40th birthdays. I'm hearing why Kevin is saying it's lovely, but I'm hearing other voices over it, so not getting the meaning." I think that's because she had multiple windows open at once. But she
Mm.
says, "Sweet dreams and love to all." Uh, and she also says, "Shall we dance?" Love it. Yeah. Yeah, the Chekhov acting is very fascinating. And a lot of people use it, but it seems so counterintuitive because you're using these movements to represent like um, very often in acting, we have we have an objective or a goal or um, a motive, and so if my motive in the scene is that I want someone to pay more attention to me, right?
Mm.
This goes back to a question you were asking earlier. Like if the motive was, okay, I want somebody to pay attention to me, uh, or look at me attentively, maybe is what I might say, right? If I'm trying to do that with a psychological gesture event, then I might go back to pull
Mm.
or something like that. Um, and on some level, that physicalizes that desire to pull somebody towards me.
Mm.
It goes from being an intellectual thing. Well, I want this person towards me. Well, what does that mean, really? Imaginally, to, okay, here you are, and here I am.
So let me ask you this. In high school, I was in a play in Oklahoma. I was the villain, Judge Fry. Also did the same role in college. But
Yeah.
in high school, um, the lead, the woman lead, I really liked her. I wanted her to be my girlfriend, But there was no chance of that because, yeah, I don't know, we were in high school. It wasn't going to happen. And plus, she was going to be an opera singer.
Wow.
So if you think about it, um, I was kind of Jed Fry in the relationship where, you know, you're just not going for Jed Fry. He's just an old guy at the smokehouse, kind of crude. And she was like going to high society opera singer.
Mm.
And we had a good friendship and everything. Wasn't really like I was actually trying to. But the point is, did I act better, convincingly, because I actually was, in some way, it mirrored the relationship. Like she was moving on too good for me, but I still wanted her to be with me. Which was Jed Fry was what he was doing.
So you're telling me that your feelings in real life
Yeah,
paralleled
that's
what
right.
were necessary
That's right.
for the character.
And then
Well,
everyone said, "Yo, you're really good in that part." But I was wondering if that's the reason I was good because I really,
it's
yeah.
very psychodramic of you to ask such a question. Uh, It's very psychodramic of you, right? Because what I take from this is that, right, it can be very, very powerful when you're using your own real experiences similarly to what your character needs to do. That can be very, very powerful. But then it's like, okay, well, sometimes that's just what happens, right? Like, for instance, I think a great kind of example of an actor in a similar way is like somebody like Julia Roberts, who for years played characters that were very similar to her.
Maybe someone was a good typecaster, you know?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of typecasting that happens. And so now, also, though, on the other hand, there are things from her work that that demonstrate that she can play different characters, right? But people liked her playing the kind of character that was close to who she is.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I was supposed to be living in a smokehouse, so I took my costume and rubbed it on my car with all the dirt, and that was the dirt on the costume. And I don't know. I think she was headed for the opera, so I don't think she was really impressed with, this. You got car dirt on your what? Why not go for the beautiful Curly in the play that had this beautiful voice, "Oh, what a beautiful morning" and stuff. I mean, I had no chance.
Well,
in high school, we were just goofing around.
Yeah.
I wasn't really. We had actually a very good friendship,
Yeah.
That's what it really was. We weren't really. We weren't really. We were never dating. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, a lot of times that age too.
Yeah.
It's almost more important. The friendship is so important, to
Yeah, it
people
was.
involved.
It was good. It was a good friendship. It didn't. Nothing played out in a negative way.
Oh, is your phone?
No, it's saying like replace your glucose monitor.
Oh, I see.
It expired, but it's okay. So it's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see now. So the schedule says at 1 a.m. I'm going to do some stuff on transformative justice too. And mediation.
Well, I think it'd be okay to kind of start into that a little bit.
Yeah, I think we could.
Because that won't last too long, but I'm interested in that.
Yeah, maybe I think we should start a little bit of that.
Yeah. After all, we don't have like, I don't think you put in a part, a timekeeper.
No. No, this is not like speaking at the annual March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, where they've got those timekeepers who are like really, really on time, you know?
You still hear the chimes?
Hmm?
You can still hear the chimes? The chimes outside my window? Can you still hear them? They're not ringing now, but
I haven't heard
hopefully,
them in a little bit.
yeah.
I'm sure they're still hearable,
Yeah, good.
but I don't hear them.
They're a little softer. The wind died down a little bit, but
Okay, so let's see here. So, so one thing maybe we can start with a little bit is we made a little thing here. Excuse me. You remember this, Kevin?
oh yeah. I remember the update.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so we started thinking about the 10 elements of dignity as measurements rather than as um like declarations. And so let's start in with this a little bit. I mean, there's a couple aspects to this, right? Maybe do we want to just read the 10 elements of dignity for a moment and kind of explore this a little bit? Do you want to just take turns reading these?
Well,
Do you want to start with acceptance of identity?
sure. Approach people as being neither inferior nor superior to you. Give others the freedom to express their authentic selves without fear of being negatively judged. Interact without prejudice or bias. Step characteristics such as race, religion, gender, class, sexual orientation, age, disability are at the core of their identities.
Yeah, and let's explore this a little bit. What if you're in the audience paying attention right now, what are you noticing right now? Anybody's in the audience wondering about this, feel free to share in the chat what you're noticing in this. And even so, Kevin, what are you noticing in this?
Well, it's really a good place to start with. It's a good place to start a relationship to notice, like, actually, the more you do this stuff, the more you evaluate. Like, that's such an interesting person, and they're so different. It's like, I don't know, on the form I'm Caucasian, but my ethnicity I'm Irish American. So I mean, which is more interesting to hear about? Someone's skin color or who they really are, where they came from. And then along with that, other things that they own in their identity by nature of by nature that they were born that way. So I think it's a more interesting
Yeah.
translation.
Yeah, we've got the identity piece here, right?
Mhm.
Of somebody being born a certain way.
Mhm.
And then we also have this notion of like being authentically yourself.
Mhm.
Um, and not having that negatively judged, right?
Yeah.
And and then there's this other piece of like inferiority or superiority, right?
Yeah. Also think about it in the other way that what would it be like if some of your identity you have to hide from other people because you don't want to deal with backlash, judgment, ignorance about it. So you, if you are accepting of identity, you're making it safer for other people to be intimate with you, to show the beauty they have. You know, you're muted there. I can't hear you.
Thank you. You're saying like a person uh, is is oh, I lost it while I was muted.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm saying you're going to be missing out if you don't, if people can't really tell you things because you're putting up prejudices and judgment, then you're not going to really know how wonderful the person is, how
I see.
unique they are.
I see. So you're saying that those prejudices and judgments actually get in the way of
Mhm.
knowing somebody else.
Yes.
And yeah, yeah. So okay, so if we're thinking about that, that's um that's one aspect of this. Is there anything else on acceptance of identity that we want to think about?
um, I don't know what Iris thinks, but notice that you can, like, I'll go with I can respect race, religion, gender, but I don't know about disability or age. Is that a real, it's inclusive. They're all written because, you know, if you want to accept identity, you don't get to pick and choose which ones you want or will
Yeah,
accept.
only my favorite identities.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like the Italians,
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think you always have taught me that, using the right words like, curiosity. What I don't know what it's like to be in all those shoes or walk their walk. I don't know everything about doing that. So some curiosity, acceptance of identity is actually having an inquiry into how they present in the world, they can teach you things about yourself, really.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
There is so much wisdom
Hmm.
in 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 curiosity,
Hmm.
being open to difference and to different people.
Yeah, I think sometimes people, we have diversity training, and which is very important to uh, try to find our our our, our blank spots, or our, to learn where we haven't seen, to correct things. But if you just go to accepting basic identity, then in accepting that, then you can jump ahead of the class in diversity class, because you know you are having inquiry, you're interested in other people, so it'll just help you live easier around other people, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
What a weird thing that people don't want that.
don't fight it so much. It's a great thing. It's not like something I have to try to be diverse. No, just want to be diverse and learn.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't understand that. Now I understand it. Thanks for helping me.
Yeah. So you're saying, like, why can't people, instead of being bigots, just
Yeah,
say, "Oh, I didn't understand that. Help me." Like,
yeah.
what's going on
Mhm.
here?
And I also think, um, if you're gonna go on a journey to respect different identities, then it's okay to acknowledge how poorly you were taught and separated from other people, and realize that I have to learn things to get good at it. It's not going to be self-evident, but I was taught
Oh,
it so much stuff that I had to toss out.
so learning is inevitable, you're saying?
Yes, if you really have inquiry, then you're going to have to learn. And then as you learn, you might make mistakes, but
Oh,
then you can just keep learning some more. If you make a mistake, you don't get thrown out of the class. You just keep going.
you get to learn.
You get to learn some more. You have to. So humility, to accept other identities. That, wow. And then you may even feel like, man, I wish I was. You think back in your earlier life when you didn't respect those things, and you're like, man, I kind of lost out by that. I lost out by,
Yeah.
you know, and then it's okay. You forgive yourself, but you realize that you lost out. You don't want to lose out anymore. You don't want to be there,
No,
you know.
no. What a disappointment that can be.
Mhm, mhm. So a lot of folks that I know, they they're the people that talk to everybody in the grocery store, the checkout people. Oh, do you like that? They're just talking about all these things that, um, I would say, even for myself, you're like, well, I'm just gonna get the groceries and pay for them, then put them in the cart, and they're all gone. Where, I don't know, Patty's like still chatting. It's a
Now,
natural
are
way.
you are you are you saying you're the person who goes through quickly?
Yeah, I'm all business. Well, actually, it's not true. But yeah, I had that, but then I realized that the whole day is in front of you. So I am. I do. I've modeled that from watching other people. It's like, okay,
So you've
I see.
loosened up. You were a,
Listen up.
you were ruthlessly
Listen up.
efficient before.
Yeah, yeah. Before you thought you're live in a capitalist society. Time is money. We need to keep going. Then you just all. Um, you're not meditating on, not you're missing out. You can't see the forest. Too many trees in the way. So I mean, I just think a lot of, even in teaching diversity, is to realize, like, I want in on this. I
Mm.
want to learn more. I like to know all kinds of things about people, and I get to sign up for this, don't I? Because in the past, got lost out by being so narrow, and being around a lot of people that didn't respect identities. Um, kind of didn't really. It's not that fun, really. You
Yeah, right. Like,
you kind of like, that's what I'm going to be moving on faster, because you find out a lot of serendipity about things that click. You never know, like, why are you talking about this, and then you realize you probably came together because you have this common interest anyway.
yeah, you come together. You're saying because of common interests very often.
Yeah, and you didn't even know there was going to be a common interest.
But then on the other hand, you're saying that like um, this kind of undignified behavior is kind of a turnoff and all that.
It is. I think it is.
Hmm.
I mean, okay, now you're really getting at me because you're bringing things up. But if I'm around someone, you're not supposed to judge people.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's judging people and making all these uh, unfounded remarks, then I'm judging that person for judging.
Right, like it's a vicious cycle of judging,
It's kind of like,
or like I'm judging you. I'm judging you for how you're judging.
because it
Even
reminds
though
me
I'm
of how
supposed,
I did it. It's kind of like,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's why you really have to just abandon it and just have inquiry into all people.
yeah. No, it's like curiosity is coming back to that, right?
Yes.
You're saying you can't really get away from not having curiosity about everyone.
Yeah. Why would you want to be away from that? And also, it's often framed in this sense of, it's often framed on tolerating the other person, live and let live, as opposed to, I'm not tolerating you. I'm interested in you. You know?
Yeah, tolerating
Yeah,
is
you're
kind of a very
tolerating.
like rude way. Like it's like not
Yeah,
very welcoming, right?
not very welcoming. Someone tell I'm just tolerating you.
Yeah,
That
right.
means like I can't wait to get out of here, or I'm just being nice to you, but I can't stand you.
Yeah, the only
You know?
reason I'm treating you this way is for the purpose uh, of everybody, you know, uh, being part
Yeah,
of
I'm
their
trying to.
groups.
I mean, no one. My wife always tell me to never go below civility on any time, on any interaction, and but I don't think. I think that's a good way to think about it, but she doesn't just she also then is interested in everybody out there. Oh, what book are you reading? Oh, where are you from? How'd your delivery go? Or what, she got tells about inquiry.
Yeah, she's got a lot of curiosity. Where are you
Yeah,
going? Where you? And you're like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Used to drive my young children nuts because, come on, mom, don't just talk and talk. Let's go. I gotta. But she'd just be chatting it up, and even stopping in the middle of the street with another car and talking to the person car to car when people couldn't get around. And I
mm,
just, I just having a conversation. I know, but you're in the middle of the street. So um, there's a lot to be said for true inquiry and appreciation, not tolerance. Actually, inquiry appreciation, you
Excited,
know,
active appreciation.
active appreciation. And
Yeah.
and then a lot of times you, you end up sharing it with someone else. Oh, because you were excited about it.
Hmm.
Oh, I saw someone, or you saw someone. Oh, they were suffering in some way, and I talked to them about it. I tried to give them support. So you're just traveling through the world that way. It's pretty nice. So I think some of it is like, okay, now we got to respect identity. No, you want to just have natural inquiry and celebration of what people have gone through, where they've been, where they're going, what their struggles are, how they just exist.
Mm.
Um, what are they dealing with? So I actually like this one, respect identity. Is it number one?
Yeah, it is number one.
Because I think it's like, that is the starting ground. That is like, just work on that first. You can probably get the others working
Uh,
on that.
yeah, right. There's a lot in
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. And this thing of feeling superior or inferior, I mean, I think it's well stated. I don't know, what do you think? I've been doing all the talking.
Well, I think what you're saying is profound because you're getting at the inferior, the inferior and superior aspects of it, right?
Yeah.
But like, and and so like, why do people think they're better than other people?
Mm.
Why do like I've seen so many situations in my lifetime where somebody who was a perfectly decent person was completely neglected
Mm.
because somebody who takes a hierarchical mental model sees that person and they say, "Oh, this person's
Mm.
not very valuable."
Mm.
You know?
They're trying to get other people to agree with them, bringing it up that way. One of my friends was telling me about, he had an aunt, and she was very engaging. Seemed like a very kind person.
Mm.
So a group would be talking, and oh, this guy, he's bad. He lies, and I don't think he did this. I think he did that, and going on, everyone giving their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And the aunt would be kind of silent on it, but then she'd go, I really like the way he parts his hair. He got a beautiful part.
Well, that is what lovely.
Yeah, it's just kind of, everyone's like, well, come on, we're trying to get negative stuff.
Yeah, what are you
Uh,
doing?
yeah, you ruined everything. Um, yet, don't take the bait. They're setting you up to try to participate, and you're saying his hair is nice. We don't want to hear that.
No way.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Man's hair is nice, but yeah.
Combs it nice, yeah.
Should we look at the next one?
Sure.
Recognition. Validate others for their talents, hard work, and thoughtfulness. Or validate others for their talents, hard work, thoughtfulness, and help. Be generous with praise. Give credit to others for their contributions, ideas, and experiences.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, what how's that? How's that what are people noticing in this one? And if you give me just a moment, I'm going to walk across the room and grab a little
Sure,
coffee and
sure,
then
sure.
come back.
Okay.
I'll be able to hear everybody.
Mhm.
But yeah, feel free to share a little bit about recognition?
Thoughtfulness, and help. Man, that's really and recognizing,
Yeah.
how hard people try and work and figure things out. Even, why not give recognition? And I know it speaks better for you to recognize people because people like recognition. So they see you passing out recognition, they're like, he seems like a nice guy,
Yeah.
giving recognition. And if you're doing it with an open heart, you don't have to it's not about being a nice guy. It's like just your heart's open and you can notice it.
Yeah.
You being thoughtful. Okay, it's a little bit like a Christmas present where you you buy something that you think someone will like, and then you have to kind of keep the secret before you give it to them. Then you're looking at their reaction. Did they like it? So you spend a lot of time in thoughtfulness. So that's how thoughtfulness is. You're not doing it because you're trying to show that you're thoughtful. You're just going to enjoy honoring them because you get excitement when they're happy. Oh, this is, how did you think of it? Oh, I was so surprised. And you're just like, kind of like, oh, you're happy for them. That's how you did it with good intention. So, uh, thoughtfulness is the main thing I get out of that, and honoring others, which is, by the way, in when you look at the in the books, like being an elder is being able to give blessings. That's what the trait you're supposed to carry. It's time to give blessings because you have enough wisdom and experience that you know that um, even as an elder, it's really not about you anymore. It's really passing on this, passing forward all this love that you can give to people.
Yeah. So I'm hearing passing forward love that you can give to people and the importance of validating others for their thoughtfulness and help. And being generous with praise.
Yeah. No reason not to be.
Yeah, and that people like being validated.
Yeah.
That's something that being noticed is something that matters a lot to people.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think recognition is a really important one, right? Like having that be missed is painful for people. I'm trying to think of anything else about recognition that comes to mind. I'm also noticing that, let's see, maybe we want to try something with the elements of dignity Let's see. Well, we've got a couple options here. I'm noticing that we've got 2 people in the audience right now, and that could be both of us. So we could do, what I'm wondering is,
How do you see 2 people? Can you tell?
do you see the 2 eyes where it says live and there's the 2 eyes?
No.
It's like in the screen in the StreamYard that's got our pictures next to it.
Oh, okay.
There's also a red thing that says live, that says how long we've been out here.
Okay, let's see here. Where is it?
I see, like when I look at the picture of you
Okay.
on our screen.
Oh, okay.
You see it now.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I want to know what they think.
Yeah. Well, they might also, let's see, those might also be some of our windows too, because I've got a couple extra windows open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Iris said she was going to bed soon.
Okay.
So we could do is we could go into more dignity stuff and practice some more stuff. We could also start transitioning into slower night mode too, so you could get some rest.
The only reason I should probably go to bed is because I got this virus. You know, I got the
I know.
and stuff.
Well, and we can and I'll be around tonight holding it down,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see we can
See what happens, but
yeah,
I should probably get in better shape for tomorrow because
yeah.
But the thing is, I'm enjoying it so much, but I should. My watch says it's time to go to bed. You know.
Well,
but it also tells me to stand up too, and I'm like, leave me alone, you know.
Yeah, right. What a bossy watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so for folks who are in the audience at this moment, what we'll probably do is we'll probably take a moment and we'll take maybe a little bit of time, like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then come back on. We'll stay live, but we'll give ourselves this chance to start getting ready.
If I turn this off right now and end the stream, do I go to that email again?
Yeah, all you have to do is just go back to that email where it invited you.
Okay.
And yeah. And worst case scenarios, tomorrow morning, whenever you wake up, it'll probably be slow still.
Yeah.
So
no, I'll check if I need a link or if I get stuck. But I've enjoyed this so far because I just think of the time we are spending sort of in part of grace is just having the attention and the time to really share what's on our hearts. You know, my heart feels a little lighter right now. You know.
Oh yeah, I feel like I didn't know how this would be tonight. You know what I mean? Like you never know when walking into these things, and I feel a lot more calm and centered than I did last year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we're modeling it.
Oh, totally. This is lovely. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll text you and get up in the morning or try to get on. I hope your night's good.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah,
All
this is
right.
gonna be a cool night.
All right.
All right,
Happy
everybody. We're gonna
birthday.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
All right.
All right.
Mhm.
See you later, Kevin.
Bye-bye.